Good year, good year. Happy New Year. Good evening to you all. Good evening to you all. Welcome to the day show. I was doing, like I just promised, I was doing the show after the Rose Bowl. I was gonna wait until tonight to do it after the Sugar Bowl, but first and foremost, Happy New Year to you guys. Secondly, and most importantly, first off, let me start off the show with this right here. Prayers, thoughts, concerns going out to the victims that were affected in New Orleans that happened today. Again, I can't say the T word, but it was relatively a domestic disturbance that happened in New Orleans last night on Bourbon Street. I think on New Year's night or right into the New Year, right before New Year. I think it's New Year's night where a vehicle had struck. It plowed through a crowd of people, killing 15 people. Injuring 25 of them, and like I said, thoughts, prayers, concerns, heartfeltness to the victims that were affected by it, even the people who weren't affected by it, but the people who just have a heart. Thoughts and prayers out to those people as well. So very unfortunate situation that happened last night. Excuse me, and because of that situation. Because of that situation, that domestic disturbance, it had a ripple effect on, football, what I do, what we watch itself. So, like I said, health and safety, most importantly, throughout this whole ordeal. And because of that situation or that domestic disturbance, that T word, I don't want to say I want to get struck or anything like that. What it is that, it caused the Sugar Bowl to be delayed. So I'll only be covering 3 games today, the one from last night, and also the of the 2 that were played today. And now that bowl was going to get played tonight. I get into that. I get into the details and the particulars later on that right there. But like I said, once again, unfortunately, a very serious, very, very, very serious, unfortunate situation happened last night down in New Orleans on Bourbon Street. Where again, I would say a vehicle had plowed through a crowd of people, killing 15. They said 10 people. Another report said 15. I think it was what I had saw was that one report, some reports said 10, but I think the official report is 15 people, killing 15 people, injuring 25 of them. So thoughts and prayers to the families and everything as well who are affected by this whole thing. And also there was some other things. Something else popped up today, where the FBI got a call and they rushed to another situation down there too. That was like, I saw it pop up on my X app. But like I said, once again, very serious situation. A very serious situation. But needless to say, and now that I got that out the way, which is most importantly, I'm going to go ahead and get to these football games and these scores, these predicaments and commentaries and things of that nature. Well, I think these teams that have played, the first round bye teams, which were, i.e., relatively the home teams, they got worked up, man. I mean, Texas, they were saying Texas with 2 touchdowns. They were 2 touchdown favorite. One of them going into double overtime today. Boise State, looked like they were going to be, not that they were going to be steamrolling, but we thought that made the game more interesting. Arizona State actually gave Texas a run for their money. Ohio State, with a dominant performance, Ohio State they have more so in us against the world mentality. Notre Dame, Georgia, like I said, we'll get to that later right there. So I won't know all the information. I mean, I'll give you additional information on that later. But let's go ahead and get to these scores real quick. Starting with the college football playoffs. In the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl with Texas in Arizona. Hey, man, listen. Texas, man, Arizona State, they came to play. They held on, man. And just when I thought Texas, they went up 14-0 in the first quarter, I said, you know what? They about to run away with this thing. But Arizona State, they didn't back down, came back and handled business in the fourth quarter almost, So, for Texas 39, Arizona State 31. Quinn Ewers, 322 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Trevion Wisner, only 45 yards rushing, no touchdown. And also Quinn Ewers with the rushing touchdown as well. So, you know, he did get a 1 yard rushing and a rushing touchdown. Now, here's the deal. Was it Isaiah Bond? Yeah, I think Isaiah Bond was hurt. But here's another deal, right? So with Isaiah, with Isaiah Bond being hurt, actually someone in Texas stepped up, man. Your boy, Matthew Golden with 143 yards, man. 143 yards for Matthew Golden. Hold on, my bad. 143 yards. 149 yards. One touchdown. Garner Helm, 56 yards receiving. Matthew Golden, 149 yards receiving. I said rushing. I don't know if I'll correct it. 149 yards receiving, one touchdown. Garner Helm, 56 yards receiving, one touchdown. And also DeAndre Moore, 25 yards receiving, one touchdown. And the Texas defense. Man, them boys showed up today. Hey, Texas defense, 3 sacks. Trey Moore with 2 sacks. Colin Sims, 1 sack. Yeah, they came up, showed out, and took the game into overtime, which is crazy. Arizona State, hey, I got to give them boys, hey, Arizona State, I'm gonna give out some flowers and props because they came back today. Listen, I forgot what the score was in the 4th quarter. But Arizona State came back. Cam Skatebo, I've been saying Skatebo all season, but it's actually Skatebo or Skatebo. I think Skatebo. But, oh boy, got some courage. Arizona State, they look serious today. Arizona State, yeah. Their main receiver, Jordan Tyson, actually was injured. He did not play the game today, and I can almost tell you, in my belief, I think if Jordan Tyson would have played that game today, the game probably would have been a lot more. I won't say, I'll say this. Even though they went into the 2 overtimes, I think the score would have been a lot closer. It wouldn't have to necessarily, I'll say, go into overtime, but I can almost say the score would have been a lot closer in the earlier quarters than it was in the 4th quarter. So let me go ahead and get into these stats and the box scores with Arizona State. Sean Levitt, 222 yards passing, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Cam Skatebo on the option pass, where he threw the touchdown pass to I forgot who did he throw the pass to. Oh yeah, Malik McClain. Well, 42 yards pass to Malik McClain for the 42-yard touchdown. So Cam Skatebo with the 1 touchdown passing, 1 passing touchdown, 143 yards rushing with 2 rushing touchdowns. That's crazy right there. And he got 99 yards passing. No touchdowns though, but Malik McClain with 1 touchdown. He's the one that accounted for the option pass for Cam Skatebo. And Arizona State, 3 sacks today, but it wasn't enough. And actually, believe it or not, what surprised me, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dozed off a little bit watching this game. On me to wake back up, I'm looking like, wait, what? Yeah, Arizona came back. So yeah, came back and tied it up. So going into 2 overtimes, Texas, of course, Arizona State, even though it took them some time to score, but Texas, they were just quick scoring like all day and everything. So congratulations to the Texas, to the Longhorns, they came in and hooked them today. Congrats to the Longhorns. They're going to the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Yeah, that's where they're going, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Now, on to the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all, what they're calling it, right? The Rose Bowl. The Ohio State 41, Oregon 21. Ohio State being the number 8 team in the CFP rankings. My bad. Let me back up. Actually, Texas was number 5, and Arizona State was number 4. So I just want to formally say that for the ranking purposes. Now, on to the Rose Bowl. Ohio State, number 8, Ohio State 41, number 1, Oregon 21. And Ohio State on the steamroll right now. Ohio got this old us against the world type deal, and I can't knock them boys for that. Check this out. Will Howard. Actually, it was actually the Jeremiah Smith show today, but we'll get that in a second. Will Howard, 319 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Travion Henderson, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith, 6'3", 225 pounds, 187 yards receiving. Woo! almost 2 football fields, 2 touchdowns. Emeka Egbuka, 72 yards receiving, 1 touchdown. Ohio State, 8 sacks today, 8 of them. Cody Simon, 2 sacks. J2 Tumolawu. Is it Timo? Lowell? Yeah. 2 sacks. Jack Sawyer, 2 sacks. Caden Curry, 1 sack. And also Lathan Ransom, 1 sack from Ohio State. They came in there and got 8 sacks today. Look, the thing is this right here. They were up 34 to nothing. No, was it 34? I think it was 34 to 7. No, I think it was 34 to nothing by the end of the first half. And Oregon, you know, I ain't look like they would come back in the second half, but Oregon, pretty much, I mean, not Oregon, but Ohio State pretty much scored all their scores within the first half. They only scored 1 time in the second half. When really no point in scoring in the second half because their defense just lights out. But also Oregon with the score of 21. Dylan Gabriel, Heisman Trophy candidate, with 299 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jordan James, he left the game. He was hurt, so had to come out the game. Also, Tez Johnson, only with 32 yards, he came out the game as well. So, you know, some injuries plagued them. Noah Whittington with 1 touchdown, 3 yards rushing. Trayshawn Holden, okay, 116 yards receiving. This from Oregon, 116 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. In Oregon, no sacks today, and they came in and buzzed. Ohio State, oh my God, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ohio State is, I think this is haven't seen Georgia, Notre Dame yet. We've seen some flashes at Penn State. Ohio State look like the most dominant team in the college football playoffs right now. I mean, on both sides of the ball. But Texas, now, another thing, a lot of credit to Cam Skatebow. He played with heart. Throwing up on the sidelines, exhausted. Maybe he got a stomach virus here or there, but he went out there, he played like a soldier today. So Cam Skatebow, you get all my respect. But Texas and Ohio State, well, I get that game in a second. Let me move on to the Penn State, my bad. Penn State, Boise State game. Asagenti, again, another Heisman hopeful. Penn State came in, knocked everything down, handled business. Penn State, number 6 Penn State, 31. Boise State, number 3, 14. Drew Eller, okay, 171 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interception. Katron Allen, 134 yards rushing, no touchdown. But guess what? Nicholas Singleton with 87 yards, 1 touchdown. 87 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Tyler Warren, the Fiesta Bowl MVP, 63 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns, which is accounted towards 14 points for the score 31. Amari Evans, 1 touchdown. And Penn State with 3 sacks as well. So Penn State went in there, handled business. Boise State 14. Madison, okay, 304 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Asagenti, over 100 yards, no touchdown. Okay, that's cool. You know, Asagenti, you know, he's guaranteed 100 yards, I think. Tyler Crow, 1 rushing touchdown for the Boise State Broncos. Matt Laura, 96 yards receiving, 1 touchdown, and they got 4 sacks. But congratulations to the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, y'all got their energy. Ohio State, y'all got their energy. Texas, y'all got their energy. Now, I'm gonna get this game real quick. Texas and Ohio State, right? Texas and Ohio State, this is just my opinion. They're playing the Cotton Bowl. That game is next Friday on at 7:30, I think on ESPN or ABC or whatever. But it's a Goodyear Cow Bowl Classic, and it's in Dallas. So you know, hey, look, the scarlet red and the silver, they travel pretty well. But I can tell you right now, that's gonna be an all Texas game right there. I will say 75% of this stadium is probably gonna be all Texas. It might just be a home, it may just be a home game for Texas, even though it's a bowl game, it's a neutral site, but it's probably gonna be a home game. You talking about Texas with their dominant defense, Ohio State with a dominant defense. I don't think they're gonna let Jeremiah Love run all over them like Oregon allowed today. I think they're gonna have a game plan for that right there. I think that Quinn Ewers, she's a pretty good quarterback, even though, and then Will Howard, hey, he don't stop himself. So I think what it is that you're gonna have good. Look, you got two blue blood teams. You got good on good in that Cotton Bowl. So I think it's this is just my opinion. I think that I don't know who's gonna win that game. This is just my opinion. That's gonna be a good game. I don't want to get no predictions on that. I'll probably give my predictions later on this week. I had to look at the players and what they run. No, even though Chip Kelly's a good scorer, but Texas does have a good defensive front. So I don't think that Oregon, not to say that they, I think Texas, they're a little bigger, and I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna get Will Howard in that Cotton Bowl. Texas, they do have a receiving core. I mean, even though you got Matthew, what's that dude's name? Matthew Golden, he's stepping up. You got Quintrevon Wisner, which is the he's a better running back than Jordan James. So I think, and then they do have some big offensive linemen. They do have some good defenses. So Texas is good. They're a pretty good team. Sark, and you talking about Sark versus. It's not necessarily Sark versus Ryan Day. It's more so Sark versus Chip Kelly. Steve Sarkisian, Sark is what they call him, and versus Chip Kelly having that high prolific offense at Ohio State, and Sark having that, and he's calling plays in Texas too. So it's gonna be pretty good. I mean, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see these two legendary offensive coordinators calling plays for this game and find out what they want to run. I think this is just my opinion. I don't think they're gonna have an answer, or they're probably gonna maybe put a bracket on Jeremiah Smith in the coverage, and probably Emeka Egbuka. I cannot pronounce that dude's name. Hold on, what's that dude's name again? Yeah, Emeka Egbuka. So he would probably be one of those type people. So they're probably gonna put a safety over the top, to prevent Jeremiah Smith, because Jeremiah Smith was open all day today. I don't know what the hell they were going out there. I don't know what Oregon were doing. They were playing like some ducks for real. But they're probably gonna put a bracket on Jeremiah Smith and probably just put Egbuka on the man-to-man. It's just my opinion. And their front four, they're probably gonna. I don't think they're gonna crowd the box. They're gonna probably play everybody back in the zone and then put Egbuka on the man-to-man. This is just my opinion. And they will pretty much pressure Will Howard a lot. So it's gonna be a pretty interesting game. Now, on the other side of that, and this is the Texas defense. Now, with the Texas offense versus Ohio State defense, now you got Quintrevon Wisner. You're gonna have Matthew. What's the dude's name? Matthew. What's the dude's name again? Matthew. I can't think. Matthew. What's the dude's name? Yeah, Matthew Golden. I don't know if I got the dude's name. Yeah, you're gonna have Matthew Golden. So he's gonna be a problem for that Ohio State defense, and also they also have a running game too for Texas. So like I said, this is gonna be too good. This is gonna be a good matchup. I'm not gonna call it yet. I'll probably do a stream on Saturday, just going over, just giving my predictions, going over everything, like I'm doing tonight. I'm not gonna do no predictions right now. But that's the Cotton Bowl for next Friday. I mean, the Cotton Bowl is on Friday, January the 9th, if I'm not mistaken. And but congrats to all those teams that got the injury. I mean, they got the energy. Now, moving on, the Georgia game and the Notre Dame game again, due to the domestic disturbance they're having today. That T word, they have that T attack they having last night, or they happened. The game got postponed. As a matter of fact, they were deciding whether they were gonna have the game or not. So it had already been determined that the game got postponed because you had all kind of parties involved. You had the FBI. Of course, you got the FBI. The federal law enforcement, federal authorities, local authorities, ID the police departments. You had the College Football Playoff Committee, and also All-State Sugar Bowl Committee, and also representatives from Georgia and Notre Dame. So it was basically determined, and they were in meetings all day. So it was a question was, okay, do you want to have this? Y'all say had this game or not or whatever? but you know, it was in the best interest of health and safety of the players. Matter of fact, they had shelter and shed-in places. So it was best determined that we just hold the game off until tomorrow. So that game has been postponed. Hold on, my bad. I forgot to get into the Penn State game. I get the Georgia game, but Penn State, they look pretty consistent right now, and I get back to the Georgia game in a second. But Penn State look really good, so it's gonna be pretty interesting who they play. You know, whether it be Georgia or Notre Dame. But Penn State, Tyler Warren, he looks real good. Being a tight end, he kind of reminds me of Brock Bowers. So Penn State and Trevion Allen look real good. Drew Allard, you know, look at pretty consistent. So you know, it's gonna be pretty interesting who Penn State plays. Now back to the Georgia Notre Dame game. I think, you know, I just think with the Georgia Notre Dame game, I think what Georgia needs to do, Georgia, you know, with their prolific defense, you know, in Notre Dame they like to run the ball a lot, so they're more so a run team first versus a pass first team. I think Georgia, Jeremiah Love, he probably gonna get some yards, but Georgia, they're gonna be keyed in on him. Jeremiah Love been getting touchdown every game this year, as far as I can remember. And Riley Leonard, he likes to run the ball too. So Riley Leonard, Georgia, they're gonna be keyed in on their rushing attack that Notre Dame has. One thing about Georgia, the way they've been playing all year long on defense, the run game, you're not running the ball on Georgia. Notre Dame gonna be forced to throw that ball. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see Georgia and to see Notre Dame how they play that offense. Now with Georgia, on the other hand, Georgia with their defense, they're very stout on defense, heavy on defense. They're gonna be pressuring Riley Leonard a lot in that Sugar Bowl. And you know, Notre Dame and switching over to the Notre Dame defense. I think Notre Dame, they have a pretty consistent defense, but at the same time, here's my only drawback with Notre Dame. Notre Dame, and same thing with Oregon. I had to put Notre Dame and Oregon in the same boat, in the same suit. I think with Notre Dame, no disrespect to Notre Dame, but Notre Dame, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't think Notre Dame really played nobody. They really haven't played anybody. Notre Dame, and no disrespect to Notre Dame, no disrespect, they haven't played anybody. And these are just my opinions right here. No, Notre Dame ain't played nobody. You really nobody of substance. You know what I'm saying? I think that Notre Dame. Okay, let's see here. Notre Dame. Okay, here's who Notre Dame played, right? Okay, they played Texas A&M. Okay, Northern Illinois. They lost to Northern Illinois. They played Purdue, Miami of Ohio, Louisville. Okay, hold on. Let me go to my screen real quick. One second. Now. I'm starting over again. Texas A&M, okay, 2013. Okay, they were ranked. Okay, cool. I give you that one. Northern Illinois, they lost that game, the second game of the season, on 9-7. Purdue, who is Purdue? Miami of Ohio, Louisville, Stanford, Georgia Tech. Okay, Georgia Tech. Okay, I'll give you Georgia Tech. Now, Navy, 51. Hello, Florida State, Virginia, Army, USC. Okay, Indiana, that was the playoff game right there. Here's the deal. Notre Dame. I mean, okay, Georgia Tech, they give you a run for your money. Okay? I give you Georgia Tech, but I can't see Notre Dame ain't really played nobody. Nobody. And no disrespect to the people who they played, but who are the Virginia Cavaliers? Who is USC? Okay? Now, Georgia, on the other hand, and I'm a Georgia, and I'm not saying this, I'm a Georgia fan, but who has Georgia played? Okay, Texas, Alabama. Do I want to name Alabama for this point? Alabama, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, Tennessee, Ole Miss. Played Texas twice. I mean, the people we played, I think, let me say Georgia. Let me speak outside of my fandom. Georgia has relatively had the toughest schedule in all of football this year. They've been playing teams on the road. Now, okay, what about Alabama? Okay, here's the deal. Carson Beck threw 3 interceptions. He's been on a streak lately in turnover the ball. Georgia easily could have had that game because actually they came back and almost won that game in Tuscaloosa. But you know, Carson Beck, he should throw that damn ball to the back of the end zone, could have got a touchdown. And another thing about that, in Mississippi, Ole Miss, Travis Etienne, no, is it Trevor Etienne? I think it's Trevor Etienne. He got hurt. They didn't have no running back, mostly passing the ball. They already knew it. They stiffed us out. Cool, no problem with that. Now Georgia Tech, on the other hand, and he was bad in that game too. But also with Carson Beck, he seems to play like on the edge all the time. Like he plays scared. So it's one thing to play like a quarterback. It's nothing to play scared. Carson Beck plays scared. Unfortunately, he got hurt. But they put in Gunnar Stockton. From what I'm hearing with Gunnar Stockton, oh boy, he in that film room. He's studying anything and everything about Notre Dame. But I think Gunnar Stockton probably a better quarterback because he's a scrambler. Beck wasn't necessarily, he'll scramble, but Gunnar Stockton, he's a scrambler. A lot of players are sticking up for him. So I do like the Georgia offense. It's going to be very prolific, just like they did with Tennessee when they did have Travis. Is it Travis? No, I think it's Travis Etienne. Yeah, Travis Etienne. When they didn't have him, what did Georgia do? Went to a 3 tight end set, and the tight ends got the job done for UGA. I think what Georgia's gonna do, they're gonna be mixing up the whole thing. They're gonna go empty set. They're gonna be having Travis Etienne and Cass Jones, doing some little trick plays with Cass Jones. Also with Lucky Lawson and Oscar Depp with those tight ends that they got up there. So I think Georgia's gonna relatively give Notre Dame a run for their money. But they keep saying Georgia about 1.5. I think the score will be bigger than that. Just in my opinion, outside my fandom, I think Georgia wins this game. Georgia wins this game. They play Penn State. That's gonna be an interesting matchup right there. So pretty much you're gonna have some good bowls. And if Georgia, whoever wins that game, with Georgia Notre Dame, they play in the Capital One Orange Bowl in Miami on January 9th, on next Thursday. So whoever wins tomorrow, they go to the Orange Bowl. That's the semifinals, and whoever win that game on Friday in the Capital One Orange Bowl and the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic on Friday, that'll be national championship on that Monday, January 20th. So, needless to say, like I said, prayers and thoughts out to the people of New Orleans. Pray for New Orleans. That's my show for tonight. I ain't gonna be here long. I'll be back on Saturday. I'll give y'all a complete breakdown. But I'm gonna be back on Saturday just to do a little recap show. It won't be long or anything like that. Pretty much be looking forward into the future. How things will go. That's my show for tonight.